Thanks, Kenny. A statewide relief effort called Aloha for Japan for the victims of the earthquake and tsunami in Japan has a major backer, the Lieutenant Governor. And joining us now is Lieutenant Governor Brian Schatz, who's been coordinating the various resources. Good morning, and thank you so much for joining us.
Nice to be here.
It's an incredible effort for such devastation in Japan, and so many organizations are involved. How have you been coordinating all of this?
Well, it really started on Friday and Saturday. There were a bunch of organizations, individuals, not-for-profits, banks especially, who wanted to step up and help. And so what we decided to establish was something called Aloha for Japan, which is really as wide of an umbrella as we could possibly establish to allow everyone to participate. Dollars are going to go to relief efforts. You can be assured if it is under the banner of Aloha for Japan, then you know your money is going to go to the relief efforts in Japan. If you want to contribute, you can go to any local bank branch under Hawaii Bankers Association. Basically, every major bank is participating, and you can also go to alohaforjapan.com. And the idea is everybody wants to help. It's anxiety-producing as we watch the internet and see what's happening, and we all want to do our little bit to express our aloha for the folks in Japan.
That's right. Those images are just incredible, and it makes people feel really sad. At least they know that they can do something to help. What else are you doing for the efforts here in the islands? Because I know that as Lieutenant Governor, your job, even before the tsunami, is to get federal funding to the islands, and we have our own damage to deal with. So what are you doing to coordinate those efforts and bring the dollars here to the islands?
Well, we met with FEMA officials on Monday with the governor, and I met with Ed Teixeira, our civil defense chief, yesterday, and we're going through the process of qualifying for federal funds through FEMA. There are also possibilities to provide some assistance to the people whose property was damaged, and so we're going through that process now. You just had a story that encourages people to call in because part of the process is what they call a damage assessment. We have to go out there and figure out what public facilities are damaged, how much it's going to cost to repair, and also whose private property was damaged and what we can do to help. So we do want the calls. They can call Civil Defense or 211, and I'll be going up to Washington actually tomorrow night, and we'll be meeting with federal officials to follow up on the relief efforts.
All right. Well, hopefully a lot of money can come back to the islands. And speaking of money, you know, the governor says that he wants to give more money to tourism because obviously there's going to be an impact of Japanese tourists not coming to the islands because of the tsunami. He wants to market to the U.S. mainland and Canada to get those tourists to come here. But earlier the governor had said that he wanted to take away about $10 million from tourism because of the overall budget situation. So have things just dramatically changed now because of the tsunami?
I think the tsunami has adjusted our priorities, at least in the short run. I think one of the things to remember is that at least so far it hasn't been as precipitous of a drop in tourism from Japan in particular as one might have feared. It's looking like a between 15 to 20% drop over the last 6 or 7 days, which is bad, but not as disastrous as we might have feared. Now, we're monitoring those data by the day. We're working very closely with Hawaii Tourism Authority and Hawaii Tourism Japan, which is a part of Hawaii Tourism Authority. And we just got to work to make sure that everybody in Japan, across Asia, and across the United States mainland, including Canada, knows Hawaii is open for business. It's a safe and wonderful place to visit. And if all goes well, and that remains to be seen, of course, but if all goes well, we do think we can come through this in a matter of weeks, not months.
All right. Lieutenant Governor Brian Schatz, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it, and good luck with this momentous project of yours.
Thank you. Nice to see you.